bad attitude
Okay.
all the time.
Tonight I'm going to give a speech on exercise. Exercise is crucial to one's health, and the benefits far outweigh any possible physical harm to your body. Physical exercise does stave off many chronic illnesses, as well as improving your your heart's ability to work more efficiently. After just a few weeks of exercising, it was noted that people experiencing lower blood pressure and overall sense of well-being. People who exercise also experience loss of fat being replaced with lean, toned muscle. You will also sleep better and maintain a healthy weight. Also keep in mind that the opposite of a healthy exercise regimen is an obsessive regimen, which can lead to health issues and bodily injury. The body responds very quickly to exercise in a very positive way, almost immediately. When a person is intensely exercising, their muscles require much more oxygen and the body's metabolism speeds up. A situation is also created within muscle which creates concentrations of hydrogen ion and increases pH inside of the body. Researchers Hiroshi Ibashi and Hidero Shibayama in 1976 performed a study of long-term effects of physical training of adult healthy men. They studied 5 healthy men, put them on an exercise regimen of 20 minutes a day on a treadmill at 2/3 of their VO maximum, 5 days a week for 3 years. The results were remarkable in that after a short period of time, the resting heartbeat had decreased by approximately 5 beats per minute. There was also an increase of red blood cell count, and cholesterol levels were decreased. Other benefits were a decrease in lactate production, as well as a decrease in cardiovascular disease. The heart rates of people who engage in aerobic exercise tend to be lower than people who do not. And after a few months into the exercise regimen, the heart is decreased at rest and a fixed intensity of submaximal exercise. A person's heart rate increases to reflect the amount of work the heart needs to do to meet the body's needs while engaged in the physical activity they are performing. A person's heart rate is measured by how many times it beats per minute. People who are physically fit generally have lower heart rates, both at rest and during exercise, and this decreased heart rate is evident at rest and during fixed intensity of submaximal exercise. The heart is designed to increase its performance while the body's physical demands when engaged in physical activity. A healthy heart rate will increase proportionally with high-intensity oxygen intake. In this day and age, one of the most common complaints from men and women is the presence of lower back pain. This is a result of most of us leading a non-physical life and being couch jockeys. This can also be exacerbated by poor posture when standing or sitting. People who do abdominal exercises strengthen their core and tend to not have lower back pain. Another common killer is cardiovascular disease, which refers to a variety of conditions affecting the heart and blood vessels. 40% of people die from high blood pressure, heart disease, and strokes. Most adults who suffer from permanent disability can generally attribute to some form of heart disease. And 1 million people annually succumb to strokes, which is another cause of disability. Annually, 6 million people are hospitalized due to cardiovascular disease. It has been proven that physical activity lowers one's risk of high blood pressure and decreased heart disease. People who do not exercise are twice as likely to succumb to heart disease than people who do not exercise. Sadly, most adults do not engage in any type of physical activity. Heart disease is the leading cause of permanent disability of adults, and stroke alone causes disability of more than 1 million people nationwide. Annually, almost 6 million people are hospitalized a year due to cardiovascular disease, and physical activity does help reduce heart disease and high blood pressure in people. Many negative conditions occur as a result of being sedentary, which is, in scientific term, is called hyperkinetic degeneration. And this condition causes a myriad of medical conditions such as decreased functional capacity of many of the body's organs. One might experience osteoporosis, whereby the body loses bone mass as a result of mineral and protein deficiencies. Or you could experience muscular atrophy due to the loss of minerals and proteins. This is muscular atrophy causes skeletal tissue to waste away, and as a result, muscle weakness occurs, which increases the capacity for aerobic metabolism and cardiovascular degeneration. Increased heart rate, a decreased stroke volume, and decreased VO2 max, and increase of blood pressure. And what most people fail to understand is that all of these maladies can be avoided entirely or put off for a longer period of time by simply exercising. It is also very important to maintain healthy blood pressure levels. Studies have been shown that regular exercise helps keep arteries open, blood flowing, and blood pressure low. People who are inactive have a 35% greater risk of developing hypertension that people who are athletes do not. For example, one study showed how moderate exercise controlled blood pressure so well that at least half of the patients who were on the blood pressure medication were able to stop their medication altogether. And just as moderate exercise can be beneficial to a body overall, strenuous exercise can be very harmful, causing muscle inflammation and damage. You need to allow your body to slowly adapt to repetition stress and to stress how important it is not to exercise to excess. It's because it can actually kill you by causing you to sweat excessively and become dehydrated. Then there are some people who suffer from body dysmorphism that causes them to see a distorted image of their bodies. For example, a person may perceive themselves as being overweight and having love handles. However, in reality, they're actually rail thin and killing themselves by trying to achieve unrealistic weight loss goals. Another danger of overexercising is free radicals, which are chemically reactive species that increase during exercise due to the rise of mitochondrial oxygen being consumed and electron transport flux. These free radicals display dangerous effects on one's body if not removed with detoxification when produced in excessive amounts. So while it is important to exercise, it's also important to exercise in moderation and to not create health risk. In conclusion, there are studies that show it is never too late to begin an exercise regimen, even if you spend just a few minutes a day doing it. You can begin by taking daily walks. You would be surprised at how the smallest physical exertion is capable of generating great health rewards. Studies have shown that elderly people can increase their lives by going on regular walks. A bit of interesting information: moderately fit people who smoke and or have high blood pressure have a lower mortality rate than those who don't, who do smoke, who do not exercise. Elderly people can also benefit from resistance exercise because it is the only form of exercise that can slow or even reverse the decline in muscle mass. Another form of exercise that elderly people can benefit from are flexibility exercises that can help with balance as well as body stiffness. So in conclusion, no matter how old you are or young you are, we all need to exercise to reap those benefits. Thank you.